the purpose of education is you give it to your children to make sure they don't drop too low,
Hmm.
not to help them go higher, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And with that, that kind of explains kind of the motivations to going to college. Actually, it's more of an insurance policy than a growth stimulant for or investment, really. And then you have on the other side is the entrepreneurial track. And the first level of that is the independent professional class,
So really
which is
quick, so
basically a small
elite
business
is one of the pyramids, entrepreneur is another one. So elite is the system
establishment and entrepreneur.
establishment. Okay.
And the first level of the establishment is the institutional professional class. These are kind of like seen like like low level senior management at companies like major Fortune 500 companies. These are people who are like working in like
Like a McKinsey
in
analyst or something
prominent
like that out of
NGOs,
out of school.
like a big like if you're like a guy who you just out of law school and you work at a big law firm,
Hmm.
like you're a second year lawyer at big law, this is your class, the institutional professional class. Or you're working at so portfolio manager at Citadel or something like that. This is the level that's the level you're at. It's like so just for lawyer comparison, like if you go to one of these big law firms out of like a top law school, this is where you are. The other side is the independent professional class, which are people who are small business owners who have a diversified set of clients. So if they lose a single client, they do not lose their livelihood. They could still make a lot less than the middle class person because if you're a startup, I'm going to use law as an example because this is a legal show. You're starting your law immigration law practice. You have like a solid book of clients, but just given that you're relatively new, maybe you're only netting like 100K after expenses. You might make less than the middle class lawyer who's the counsel of some small company with a 200K salary, but you are technically in a different class because your income is no longer tied to a single boss or an employer. You have more control of your time, you have more control of your income in a sense, and you are more relatively secure in the sense once you've got up to us push the snowball a certain direction. There's more risk on this path. That's kind of the way people move up is taking calculated risks and being able to prove a value proposition, being able to be good enough at the business development side to build a practice. So like that's so for your audience, the difference between institutional and professional and independent professional class is the big law associate versus the guy who just hung up his shingle. Is that a clear way of explaining it?
Yeah. Is there overlaps between these initial groups on these pyramids as opposed to the middle class? Or is middle class someone who's working as associate at a no name firm, let's say, as opposed to someone at an elite firm or starting their own firm? Is that the difference? It's the power that
Yeah.
comes with either being the elites or having your own book of business.
Yeah. Yeah. Having your own agency versus having social connections to the elites.